Hi Flosstube, this is Stephanie, the Ivy House Crafter. It is Sunday, August 25th, and this is my Flosstube number 64. This is the third time that I've started this video because I keep losing my train of thought and being super awkward and ridiculous. So instead of trying to do like any life updates or any just chit chat and get started with this and that, I'm just gonna jump right into the stitching because, yeah, my social skills are ridiculous and I'm not even talking to anybody. It's just a camera. Okay, so I have still been doing Arbitrary August. I have a cat who is trying to sit on my cross stitch. I've been doing a different whip every day of the month. Skipping a day here and there when I just can't find the time to stitch, the time or the motivation, but for the most part, a different project every single day, and it's been really fun. So let's start with last Sunday. I worked on Salt Lake Temple Square, and this is a piece designed by Yvette Ungricht. I'm not sure how to pronounce her name, but Temple Square here in Salt Lake has our temple, and there's the assembly hall and the tabernacle and lion house and beehive house, and those are all iconic buildings that are around the temple here in Salt Lake. And so previously I had stitched this building. This is Assembly Hall, and so when I worked on this on Sunday, I got the outline for the temple and its annex in. I just put in one color, but I finished all of that color for this building. And so you can start to see the three iconic spires of the Salt Lake Temple. And really pleased with how this is turning out. This is being stitched on 28 count. I think it's a Lugana. I don't recall, but the color is Summer Sky, and it's got some pretty, it's a pale blue, a sky blue, with some white modeling in it that look a little bit like clouds. There will be some stitched clouds in here as well, but I really like the way it looks. I don't know how much of it is going to show up on camera because the lighting in here sometimes is iffy. Okay, Monday, I'm going to have to pause and grab what I worked on Monday because I forgot to grab it. Just a second. And I'm not even going to cut that out because that means editing and it takes a long time. Alright, Monday I worked on Chalkboard Mandala by Ink Circles. And for those who have not watched my channel before, I am not stitching this on dark fabric with white floss, not even close. Here is my Chalkboard Mandala, and this is a piece that I'm planning on stitching another mandala of the same size. I was originally going to do another one of this one specifically, but decided that I don't want to stitch all of this over again. But so I'll choose a different mandala, but I'll use the same size, the same designer, and it will be in blues, and then I will just, frame them side by side, and they'll be fire and ice, and they'll be really cool. So anyway, Chalkboard Mandala. I did this little bit right in here. That was what I stitched. We have been, well, we started school on Monday. I homeschool, and so I have less time for stitching. So most of these projects, it's just been, what I could fit in the evening after the kids are in bed, and I just kind of sit down and relax for a little while. So not a huge amount of progress on any of these pieces, but that is okay. This is being stitched on 32 count lamb's wool Jobelin, and the floss is a J&P Coats variegated. It came in a set with a whole bunch of different variegated flosses, and I just picked that up at like Joann's, I think. It might have been Walmart, but I think it was Joann's. Okay, Tuesday I pulled out my geek and I worked on Minecraft ABCs. This is designed by Happy Cupcake Creations, and I'll link this pattern below. It's a free pattern that she put out. She also has an Etsy shop. Anyway, again, not a huge amount of progress, but I put in this jukebox, and then I put in the letters H, I, and J. Now this is one that I'm stitching mostly for my husband and kids. They are the Minecrafters, not me. I've never played Minecraft. I occasionally watch the kids play it. They seem to enjoy it a lot. And they get a kick out of the fact that I am stitching a piece with Minecraft things on it. So that's fun to pull out and work on a little bit at a time every once in a while. Alright, Wednesday. Now I've been looking forward to working on this one pretty much all month, and this is the piece where these are two band samplers that I designed. There's the Saxon Transylvania band sampler and Ye Old band sampler, and I'm stitching them side by side, and all together I just call my piece the Saxon band sampler. So I don't have a whole lot done on either one. I have like this much done on this one, and then this much done on this one, and I started up in here. That's what I was working on, so let me get that out. Ta-da! So here's the whole piece. Hopefully you can see the whole thing. So what I worked on is I had started this little diagonal bit here, and so I finished that, and then I put in these. So this is being stitched on 25 count, and it's 1/1, so one strand of floss stitched over one strand of thread on the fabric. I was originally planning on, as I make my way down the piece and do more and more bands, add some like over-dyed flosses, but this is white and it's already getting grimy, like not just this part where the tape that I was using to attach it to my ghetto scroll frame stained it, but like you won't be able to see it, but I can see like little smudges, and you know, it's not going to stay clean for the duration of stitching the whole thing. So I'm going to stick with just DMC. As you might be able to tell, there is some variegated floss in here already that is DMC variegated, and I assume that when I wash it, it will still hold its color. But because I do plan on needing to wash it when I'm done stitching it, I'm just going to do just the DMC solids and variegateds and not add in hand-dyed flosses and silks and stuff like I was thinking about doing. Even though that would be really pretty, I don't want to risk stitching with those and then washing them and having the color wash out. So I will save over-dyeds for smaller projects that will not need to be washed at the end of them. Okay, Thursday I did not do any stitching. Like I said, we started our school this week and I've been really busy, and let's see, that day I was tired. It was 4 days into schooling and I just wanted to sit and not even stitch, just play on my phone and watch videos all evening, and so I did. Don't even feel guilty about it. I needed that just resting time. But then I was ready to do a little bit more stitching come Friday. So Friday I worked on Peaceful Shores. This is a Janlynn kit that my husband got me for Mother's Day, and I love this scripture. It's Isaiah 43:2. When you go through deep waters, I will be with you. I'm reading it backwards, like through the paper. So, so I pulled out black and stitched the first several words. I was originally not going to stitch the words until all of the blue from the background had been put in, but I decided that I kind of wanted the framework that the words would provide. Counting around where words are going to be is more difficult than counting around where words already are and have been stitched. So I think that ultimately doing the words and then doing the blue background will be a little bit easier, since I'm not gridding this or anything. Alright. The last piece that I worked on this week is the one that I chose for Saturday, so yesterday, and I'm going to show the printout on my, or the picture on my phone, because I don't have a good printout of this, but this is the Butterfly Specialty Stitches Sal, Specialty Stitches Butterfly Sal, and it's designed by Doreen Jones for Lakeside Needlecraft. And I am not doing that color palette. This is one of the few pieces that I store rolled up in one of these little plastic tube thingies. Because of all the specialty stitches, I don't want them to get bent out of shape. So here is this piece, and I have to do my obligatory, I love this piece so much, little spiel. I love the colors, I love all the specialty stitches, it's fun, and I really, really, really like this piece. Okay, obligatory gushing over. So what I did with this one, I just pulled out just one color, and that was this blue in the background. So I stitched up and around here, and down, and then came up and took it straight across here, and then went down and up and down and around here and up. Anyway, so this bit of border, there's still. So that's about half of the outside border, and I have the other half, like the bottom right half to do. No, the bottom left half. It's right when you're looking at it backwards like I am. Anyway, so I didn't want anything, I didn't want to work on like the actual specialty stitches, because while I love the look of them and I love doing them, I'm just not up to it right now. Again, we started school and I'm homeschooling, and so the past couple of years, like we've been homeschooling for, I think this is our 5th year, and so the past couple of years we used a free online curriculum, and it was very child directed. Like I just had them get on and go to the day that we're on, do everything that it says, and they're done. I needed something that was very, very easy for me to not that didn't need me to be very hands-on, because postpartum depression that has lasted well into my child's 3rd year, and I was not up to being, right there with the kids the whole time that they were doing their schoolwork. And it worked for us, but it also kind of didn't, because I wasn't right there with them the whole time, and so I know for a fact that they were sometimes skipping assignments that they didn't want to do, and I know that they were learning. They just it says print out this worksheet and fill it in, and they wouldn't. They would just kind of glance over and oh, I'm sure I know the answers, and move on. So that they were learning, but not really putting it into practice like they should have, not giving it their best effort. But at the time, it was all that I could handle. Now, I purposefully chose a curriculum that I need to be there more, be more hands-on, and have more accountability to myself and to the kids, so that I can make sure that the learning is really sinking in, and they're really doing the work and really understanding. And it's been going really well. It's just I'm busier than I'm used to being, and it's exhausting. It's tiring, and so I'm glad that I have this cross-stitching to just encourage me to keep up with things that I enjoy, and not just lose myself in being a home educator. I just don't have a huge amount of time to do it. And as we get further into the school year, we'll kind of get our stride and settle into a routine, and maybe I'll be able to pick up my needle and do a little bit more stitching than I am currently doing. But as it is, we're doing well in school. We are all enjoying the new curriculum. Minimum of meltdowns. There's been once or twice when someone wasn't super excited about doing the work, but at least it wasn't always me that was throwing a fit. Anyway, that's about all I have. Brief update on the sunburn that I talked about last week. It's a lot better. The pain faded quickly, and it was itchy for a while. It was peeling for a little while, but it's really good now. Just let's see. So far I have touched all but 3 of my cross-stitch projects. So I only have 3 left, and I think I have decided that I will do those 3, and then my arbitrary August will be over, and I will go back to just working on whatever I want on whatever day I want. That way I can make a little bit more progress on certain pieces instead of just, work on it for one day and then put it away. Anyway, I'll just end it there. Happy stitching, everybody. Have a great week. Bye.